So I'm here in Longboat Key, Florida, and while I'm on vacation, I'm not spending a full day of it doing an all 22 review. I'm sorry, but I'm still going to put out some content. Between where I'm standing on this island and across that bay is Sarasota. That's the Sarasota Bay. So I'm putting in my kayak. I'm rigging up my rod with some shrimp. Gonna jig around the bay, see what we can catch, and I'm gonna try to think of some way to make content off of that instead of reviewing football this week. Because it's my podcast, and I get to choose what I get to say on it. All right, so we got the first fish of the day, a nice Spanish mackerel here. I don't have a tape measure on me, but it's pretty good size here, and these things tend to school, so I can probably get a few more of these things in the boat. So I put together this prospect report card. It's just for a fish. How deep is this mackerel's bag? What tools does he have in his arsenal to get free of my line? And what I came up with was a couple different factors. We got sharp teeth. We got thrashing around. We got jumping out of the water, going on long runs, pulling drag, and then going under the boat or into the weeds or something. As you can see, this fish does have some pretty sharp teeth. I was lucky I was using a wire leader, but it was not quite toothy enough to bite through that thing. And this is a pretty sleek and muscular fish, so anytime I was able to get it close to the boat, it would go on these long runs, dragging out line, and I'd have to start all over again. And the most annoying thing was, these runs typically went under the boat, or like backwards, so I had to reel at strange angles to get this thing in and prevent it from getting wrapped around the anchor or whatever. I'll be 100% honest with you, I am not totally sure what this fucking thing is, but I will tell you that I don't really like him. I found out later that this is called a lizard fish, and it's a fake tough guy. You saw it try to snap at me at the very end there, but really it has no bag, just some weird teeth. It's athlete equivalent. I've got to say Patrick Beverly based on that description, and it is truly an embarrassment to the fish world. All right, next up we got the slimiest, grossest fish in the ocean, which is I think they call it a sailfin catfish, and that fin is actually venomous and poisonous, so I don't want to really bring it in the boat. I'll probably be fine, whatever. But no, look at all the slime on my line. That's disgusting. Put up a fun fight though. I mean, they're fun. They're just gross. This is a pretty big one. I don't know if I've caught one this big ever. But yeah, that's the sailfin or something catfish. The catfish is kind of a one-trick pony here. You know you got a catfish on because all they do is dive, dive, dive. But they're pretty good at it. They've got some power. Think Lucas Van Ness. They've got one thing in their bag, but it's pretty legit. So that's what's reflected on the scorecard here. Yeah, that checks out. It was a school of these sea trout, probably the most common fish in this bay. Not a very big one here, but very pretty fish. I don't like them as much as the freshwater trout, but nothing's as good as the freshwater trout that you catch. So, yeah, it's a sea trout. I'll probably catch a couple more of those. The most effective thing a fish can do to try to throw a hook is probably just open its mouth as wide as it can and shake its head around and try to get free. And that's what the sea trout does. It's not messing around, trying to go on long runs, trying to jump out of the water. No. The fight is usually pretty short, and it's just shaking its head around, trying to throw that hook, which is effective, and I guess I respect it, but it's not a very fun fight. There is an element of sharp teeth here. It has like 2 vampire fangs, and it's got some power to it, but mostly it's just thrashing around. All right, this is not another sea trout, actually. This is a pompano. Put up quite the fight jumping around, diving, running, all kinds of things. Fun fish to catch. I wish that I had more facts about these fish once I catch them. I kind of thought I could talk about them for a while, but I really can't. Looks like a plate. I know it eats shrimp. And that's about all I got to say about the pompano. See you, buddy. You know, the pompano checks a lot of boxes. It has the power to rival the catfish and the mackerel, but it's also jumping out of the water. It's spinning the boat around. Definitely a very fun fish to catch. And it has a pretty deep bag. I would say this one has the deepest bag of any of the fish that I caught. Maybe not elite at any one thing, but definitely something to target. Anyway, that's all the species that I caught. I had one flounder on, but it got off right before I could land it, so I couldn't The cameras weren't on for that one, but that fish had an embarrassingly low bag, rivaling the lizard fish, to be completely honest with you. So who needs it? Who needs it? But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will never do anything like this again.